Hi, everybody. Welcome back. This is our podcast. It's not just a thrift store. And today I don't have Patrick here. I normally do. But today I have Mitch, who is VP of Operations. So welcome, Mitch.
Hello.
And I'm Alex. I think you guys still know that because I'm on every single video. But today we had a totally different topic that we wanted to talk about. So we really want to talk about something that Mitch works super hard on in his side of his role is the operational side of things. We want to make sure that everything we do is helping sustainability in our area. So there's a lot of facts about sustainability and how much goes to landfills across the world every day, but we try to make a dent in that in our small little pocket of the world. So that's something that Mitch works really hard on. So I guess one start off question is like, why? What is the mission and why?
Well, I think it really even goes back to our company founding. One of our first businesses, to give individuals with disabilities work was recycling. And we started that, I believe, in '76 through the donation of the building we're in currently. Now it's our administration facility, but used to use it for recycling. It's just been a huge part of our mission from the conception of our company. And not only do we want to help our community by supporting people with disabilities, but how do we also turn those services into something that helps our community be more sustainable? So over time, as the recycling business became harder and more challenging to be in, and also with the skill level of the individuals that we employ and provide day services to, we decided to switch over to thrifting, the thrift stores.
Yeah, win-win.
So not only does that give us the opportunity to better raise funds to help support our programs and the services that we provide, but also gives us an opportunity to serve our community and provide low-cost goods to them as well.
And keep them out of landfills, frankly, which is a big reason that we did the clearance store. The clearance store is a fan favorite now. Everybody loves the clearance store, including us, to be totally honest. We find stuff there all the time, but it was such a great way. We've had a clearance store for a long time, right? How long? 3-4 years?
So it'll be 8 years now.
Okay. But that was the one that was in bins, and you had to rifle through, and it was per item prices based on what it was, right? So kitchen stuff was...
Yeah, it was kind of just a dabble in the market. We had toured some facilities in
another state.
I remember the name of the company, Angel View, but it's
somewhere else.
California.
Oh, that's yeah.
The
and they do the weight scales, right? I thought they did.
Did they do the scales? They didn't, I don't believe, but it's a much larger operation than we were at the time. And
that's, easy to do. We were in a one room.
And I think that's one of the biggest things, especially struggling in the valley, is real estate, and how do you use what you have? And that's what we had available at the time, to see proof of concept, right? See how our community would embrace bulk discount store.
And it was so popular, as it was, where you would fill a bag, right? Fill a garbage bag or a basket, or there was multiple levels. Cart, Now it's the weigh scale, where you go in with the cart filled full of stuff, and they subtract the weight of the cart, and that's how much you pay. When I pulled in today to do this podcast, there was 40 people, 30 people outside waiting to go inside when it opened at 10.
Yeah, every day is Black Friday.
Every day.
Every day is Black Friday.
It's very popular. So, and it's the same 10 or 15 people come every day and go in there and find gems every day. And then there's other people like me who go in once a month, or I don't know, Nicole wore a pair of pants there to an event yesterday that she found there. So we find some good stuff there every day too. So that's one piece of the puzzle. Clearance store saves how much from landfills? What was the number?
Yeah, so the clearance store on a monthly basis keeps roughly 70 to 80,000 pounds of good from going to the landfill.
Yeah.
So, really just, we were looking for a way. We've always recycled. So textiles, we do recycle, and some various items along that area. But when it comes to your kitchen goods, your home goods, all of that stuff, there is really no recycling for that. And if it didn't sell in our store, or we had too much of a certain product, it would end up in a landfill. So we were really just trying to, like, how do we best use the donations that our community is giving us, be good stewards of that, and have a sustainable model for it. And the clearance store really was the answer to that. So when people ask, wow, you guys built this brand new, huge building for a discount store, and it's like, well, and we just
it's
take
really
it very
popular.
serious.
So part of that, one of my biggest questions that I receive through different community events and people ask me things is how do you guys actually manage to take care of the donations? So a truck will go pick up stuff from someone's house, or someone drives in and donates through our, donation areas, the drive-throughs. What happens to that box after it's donated, and what's the process operationally for it to make it to the floor?
Yeah, the first step is always hard goods, soft goods. So any of our textiles, our clothing, our linens, all of that stuff, it's going to go into one side, and then on the other side, you're going to get everything that's your breakables, your glassware, dishware, appliances, shoes, all of that stuff.
Okay.
And just really just a first initial sort.
Right.
And also, value, even with our clearance store, there's some stuff that we receive that just isn't in any shape or condition to be resold.
Quick insert real quick. My 2 cents. People do sometimes use us as a trash facility. Just so everyone is aware, there is a lot of work that goes into sorting, because if someone's moving, for example, they will just donate everything, even if half of it should have just gone in the trash in the first place. So just so everyone knows, we get a ton of stuff donated that is not appropriate for resale at all, is actual trash. Yeah,
and it's tough, but I think one of the biggest things we focus on is our donor experience. I know that other thrift stores in the valley and other areas, they can be pretty selective. And the thing is, if you're going to some place to make a donation, you really don't want someone telling you what's good and what's not.
We take care of that after.
We're gonna, you come to us, you bring your items, we're gonna take them as they are, and then we'll sort through it and try to get them to the best spot possible. So and we do recycle a lot of things that other people might think are trash,
and we have the ability to recycle.
Yes.
Right. Some people don't have that ability to send stuff to Washington, to a big facility, and we have more abilities to recycle than your average duck.
Yeah, and we've done that intentionally. We, I believe it was 2021 when we did the expansion on our Kalispell location. We added a warehouse and a covered drive-through, and it didn't seem like a lot, but it really did help the workflow and of our operations quite a bit, just to be able to better store that recycled material and provide a really good donation experience for our customers. So it's been it's a huge benefit.
You can donate in the rain and snow now and not have to worry about getting out of your car, which is really nice. I know when I used to donate prior to that, it was if it's raining out, I'm not going to donate today.
Well, and that's
frankly.
And to be honest, it would ruin the goods. If clothing gets wet, we can't recycle it. If you compact wet clothing, you actually can start a fire, so a combustion fire, if you bale wet clothing. So it's great. Not allowed to, can't do it. We don't want our facilities burning down. So
that's fair.
Stuff like that, we just ends up going to the landfill directly. So just providing that opportunity, that environment.
Okay, so immediate sort, hard goods, soft goods, and then it goes into the next zone, which is sorting it into shoes. Checking appliances.
Well, with the hard goods, we're not really sorting them for the most part. Other than we do pull shoes out separately, in books. Those are two things we do pull. But everything else is just going to be priced as is, And when they're going through those items to price, they either price it to stay in their store, or they pass it off to the clearance store. And unfortunately, sometimes there are just items that end up going to the trash. But We try to keep that as minimal. That's why we have the clearance store. Give those items a chance to sell, even if it's, a broken blender. Maybe someone had broken the,
they
top
need
part,
the other half.
and it's like, who knows?
Yeah.
Or
they know how to fix it, frankly.
Or they want the cord or parts or and that's the great thing about the clearance store is it gives us an opportunity to kind of have that high volume area where people who are looking for that stuff, are into upcycling or crafting or stuff like that, can take something and make something new from it.
And that has something to do with the clothing too. So kind of a back step on that. When we got clothing in the past, previous to the clearance store, if it had tears, rips, what was the other? There was like 5 things. If it's in this
broken zippers,
right,
missing buttons, any of that, we
it
would just
kind of goes right to recycling
immediately.
Yeah.
And then just as far as anything that smells of smoke, mildewy, animal hair, we would actually have to throw away and take straight to the landfill.
Yeah.
Those items we do still have to take
those
to
3
the landfill.
Yeah. But stuff that has tears in it or broken zippers now can go to clearance instead of being recycled, because someone might be working on a project and wants to upcycle jeans into a purse and they don't care that the zipper's broken, or they're making a quilt and they just need fabrics of varying kinds. And so it's given us a really nice opportunity to create that one more stop before it goes to recycling. And the recycling is great because they use that to either recycle into new fabric, or they sometimes will send it across. Don't they sometimes send it overseas?
Typically, so we sell it to a wholesaler out of Washington, and they do some stuff there locally, but typically it'll either go to Asia, where you can actually break down the fabric material to make new material, recycled fabrics, or it'll just be sold as is, and it gets used in a lot of relief efforts, actually, like in Africa, some more impoverished areas in Asia, where they'll just take it, pop it, and then provide inexpensive clothing to people in need.
How many pounds do you think we send to the recycler per year? Is that too big of a stat?
Yeah, well,
pull it out of thin air.
It's between 1.5 to 2 million pounds of goods a year that we send to, that we recycle. Yeah.
It's a lot. Like, do the math on that one. It's a lot of stuff saved from landfills. And like most of you who live in our valley, you might be watching this from not Kalispell, but if you are here and you've been to our dump, it's not very big. So 1.5 million pounds in our landfill would be like a whole different hill. Like, that's a whole new area in our land. So that's a lot if you put it into perspective of things that we try really hard to make sure they go and get used in another way. We don't have any control over that end use, but we know that it's going somewhere that is responsible. They're responsible with what they do.
Well, and it's even more than that. When you look at, so just buying used in general, but let's take our clearance store, for example, where we're selling, 70,000 pounds of goods. What does your average shirt weigh? Half a pound?
Like barely,
if that. So when you work that number, let's say, typically we're selling around 100,000 items of clothing from that store. Just one pair of jeans, takes 2,000 gallons of water to produce one pair of jeans. It takes about 700 gallons of water to produce one shirt. So when you look at that 100,000 clothing items being resold into just our community, right?
Math.
And so millions of gallons
of water
just in 1 month, saved.
Yeah. And I think part of that too in our community, something to really think about is, and we talk about this, and it's one of the reasons we have a program called Shop Our Stores, where we get people to come in and find their style. Like, I have a pretty unique style. I have my own personality. I like shopping at thrift stores because everything at Target and Old Navy and Kohl's looks exactly the same, and it's all cheap and it's all made very poorly, where you can come to a thrift store and find a shirt from like the 80s or 70s when things were made so much better with such better fabrics, and it's unique and no one else is going to have that shirt. And I love that.
Well, yeah, I mean, anytime you go to a department store, they're basically telling you what your style is going to be, right?
Yep.
And how many places can you walk into where, like you said, a pair of jeans from the 70s, a shirt from the 90s, shoes from the 30s even.
Yes.
I mean, it's crazy the range of stuff that we get into our store. and you really can make your own unique style. And I mean, as far as like quality goes, I know I'm still wearing some t-shirts from the 90s that are in better shape than ones I got 2 years ago. And it blows my mind.
It's made so differently. So, and honestly, like, style is coming back. Let's be honest. As women, the 90s and 2000s is back in style right now.
Yeah, they were good years.
It was good years. And I should have saved more of my clothes from when I was younger because I didn't do a good job of that. But I'll go in the stores and see stuff that like I owned when I was younger. And I'm like, I remember that shirt and I'll buy it because it's from the era that's now back in style. So instead of Target telling me that I should be wearing 90s kind of clothes, I'm actually wearing 90s clothes. Like, I will actually wear something from the real 90s. So it's just that way of like, you guys can help the environment in the smallest way in our little neck of the woods. Like, if everyone across the country thrifted instead of buying fast fashion, it would make such a huge impact to the environment and frankly to the fast fashion industry, which is incredibly corrupt. You know, that's a different rabbit hole, but slave labor and all sorts of like chemicals going into water sources in foreign countries. And so, you know, the less we support them, the less they can do damage across the world. So that's one of our big things is like, it does seem like a small task just shopping in a thrift store, but you are making a huge impact by doing that.
Yeah, and I mean, what I try to tell people is just make us your first stop. You know, we're not always going to have what you're looking for, but give us a shot first because it does make an impact.
Yeah.
Every item that you get from us really does save that item from the landfill. Would have been trashed if we weren't here, and also, you know, saves the production cost of another item, not just clothing. You know, you look at how many air fryers we get, you know, because someone got an air fryer for their wedding and they just don't air fry, but someone does.
Or they buy a new printer every time it runs out of ink.
Yeah.
You know, we get printers all the time. Like, it is really crazy how the world is so quick to consume and quick to throw away. And we get so many things in here that are brand new or barely used that are like phenomenal. I mean, I found a pair of leather hiking boots, like knee-high hiking boots, like real leather, real cobbled soles, brand new, never worn, like in my size, which was, you know, unicorn moment, but they're my favorite shoes ever now. And it's just that type of stuff where like you will find amazing stuff, and it won't be every time you come in, but every few times you come in, you're going to find something that is just amazing and high quality. One last thing that I want to cover, because when I talk with Patrick, we normally talk about disability services. What does that mean? What do we provide for people? What are our programs? But I guess from your point of view, like operationally, how are our programs in residential services really well connected with the operations side, with people who work in the stores, who have jobs with us and the tasks that they do, and kind of how we're helping them learn how to be employed and what it means and all of the steps there?
Yeah, you know, I think the first thing I would say is every dollar that we earn in our locations goes back into our services. So whether that is providing livable wages for our employees in the Valley, providing above and beyond services for the people that we have in services, providing scholarships for people that are not yet receiving state funding to get into services. We have just a lot of need in our community and in our state, and our thrift operations give us the ability to go above and beyond what we would be able to do otherwise. And then on top of that, just like you were saying, we do integrate services into our operations. So we have what is, for lack of a better term, just kind of like a job preparation facilities we use our thrift stores as to help individuals build those skills, stay on task, work on their customer service skills, as they identify potential jobs that they want to pursue in the community. We set out goals of like, hey, well, what can we do here that would teach us to be able to better achieve those goals and work on those. And honestly, just, have a sense of purpose every day. Like I'm going someplace, earning a paycheck.
With your friends.
With your friends. And so it's just, it's a really cool operation, a really fun place to work. I do tell people one of the best things about my job is I get to be a rock star every day. All I have to do is get out of my office and walk through, and I am like one of the most popular people ever. And it's so great to be welcomed and a part of something like that.
It is a really happy environment. I don't come in that often. I only come in twice a week usually. And when I come in, it's the same. If I usually walk in through the back simply to say hi to everyone and have that social moment. And it's like, hey, how are you doing? What are you doing? I haven't seen you in like 5 days. And it's amazing. Like, it is so beautiful, frankly, and it's a place that everyone is smiling all the time. I personally have never worked in an environment where everyone's happy all the time, except here. I've worked in a lot of places and a lot of corporations, and no one has ever had a workplace where everyone's smiling and happy except for this one. And that is truly unique. And I think everyone probably recognizes that. Like, even working in like a simple place, you're probably like, no one's ever happy all the time. They are here. And also on that note, you have to get in touch with us, but we do offer tours. So if you are a dental office and your team is like, we want to support Flathead Industries, I want to find out more, you can get in touch with us in the marketing team, and we will set up a tour for you to come walk through, see the operations, see the recycling, see how everything works, so you know better what you're supporting when you support us through sponsorship or donations or volunteering or whatever, attending our events. So if that is something that you're interested in and it's something that would help your team visualize better, just reach out to us. So marketing@flatheadindustries.org, that comes to our whole marketing team, and we will find a time and make time for you to come through. Mitch will probably do the tour himself. He usually does. And just make that visual connection between what we're saying and seeing it in real life.
Well, I think that's just the biggest part of any business is that transparency aspect. We really want to be good stewards in our community. Not just serving the people that we do, but also like people come, they donate, they shop in our stores. Like, where is that money going? Like, we will take you on tours.
We'll show you.
Yeah.
I think that's something that is really important in what we do, is just being super open about it. We consider ourselves to have, I would say, 3 customers. One is the people who shop with us. One is the people who donate to us, whether it's through like monetary donations or goods in any of our stores. And then the third one is all of the clients that we serve in our services. And so we really prioritize all 3 of those buckets of people and make sure that we're really keeping all of them in mind with what we do. And I think that's really important. So do you have anything else you want to add?
Yeah, and also the employees that work for us.
That's true. So 4 buckets.
I do think that providing good customer service to your employees is huge. Creating that good work environment, a place that you want to come into work every day, creating opportunities for them. And quite honestly, if you're a local listener here in the Flathead Valley, you know that a livable wage is really hard to achieve.
So that's something I'm going to brag for Mitch real quick. He and Patrick worked really, really hard to have a livable wage as a starting point. So when you start working with us, no matter where you start at, full time, it's $18 an hour, which is hard to find. To be honest, in this valley, minimum wage is what, like $10.50?
Yeah, and then we have a guarantee raise to $19 after 6 months, and a guaranteed raise after a year to $21 an hour,
which is more than livable, with benefits, health insurance, and 401k after a year, and all sorts
dental,
of like
vision,
corporate boring stuff, but really important stuff when you're looking for a place to work. And frankly, we always say, like, if you work for us for a year or more, you're going to stay forever. It's like once you're in and you really get used to it and you love everyone, you're not going anywhere, which is amazing. Most of the people who work here, including Mitch, have been here for 10 or more years. So
almost to 12 now.
Yeah. So it's just that type of place. Again, everyone's happy, but it's just creating that environment for your employees to feel comfortable coming to you with, personal problems. Hey, I need to take a few days off because of XYZ. Creating that environment that makes you feel safe to talk to your supervisors is hard. And we've succeeded, I think, pretty well at making that environment happen.
Yeah, and I think it's just been a kind of a natural transition from the services that we provide. When you work with individuals in their daily life all the time and see their struggles, like it does help you have a better perspective of what's going on in an employee's life as well.
It does blur the lines a little bit better between personal and work because it is natural to everything we do.
Yeah.
In a good way, not in a weird way. Let me clarify. there are places that don't have that clear line in a different way. I think that's pretty much everything we wanted to talk about. We really just wanted to help you guys understand the sustainability aspect of what we do, because it truly is a big part of everything, especially that Mitch focuses on with operations, and making sure that as we grow, we are also able to continue providing the same level of sustainable growth, and not just like growing so fast that we can't continue to provide sustainability in our valley. So anything else?
No, I think really
Last
just,
thoughts?
the biggest thing for me is good stewardship is just the thing that always kind of drives me and my motivation, as far as whether it's being the donations we're receiving from our donors, the people that we're taking care of, our employees, our community, is we want to be good stewards of the responsibility that our community is giving us.
It's a good catchphrase for you. Okay. I like it. That is everything we want to tell you about sustainability. But if you have questions, if there's something that you were like, you didn't answer this thing that you should have talked about, just comment it on a video or shoot it over to the email I said earlier. So marketing@flatheadindustries.org. And we will do another podcast and answer those questions. Or if it's a quick one, we'll type back a response and give you some answers. That is everything for today. So thank you for joining. We might do another one with Mitch soon. He is busy and it is difficult to get him over here. But if there's anything you really want to hear about from operations or any other topics, just let us know so we can add it to our list of upcoming podcasts. Thank you for joining us.